I no tell una. I tell una say now one hand Senate go take approve that loan where president want take. Ja. They don't even allow me make I talk and finish without approval. When I baby did there, straight. They don't approve the loan. $516 million approved immediately. The borrow where they want go borrow. I have a feeling that President Tinubu don't give up. He don't know say on his own, say man, he's not going to win that 2027 election. You can call everybody, call both Akpabio, say, guys, you know say if we lose this election, this 2027, we go there in trouble. Maybe we borrow Peter Obi for Allah. You can't tell me that this borrow is ordinary. I think they want to borrow to punish Peter Obi. So that when he enter, what did he go do? Go come plenty. He will start by repaying loan. They will be like, Peter Obi said he saved money in Anambra State. Me will borrow put for Wala for Federal. Ababe go so happy. Say happy. He say yes. Just once I write anything approve. Ababe go say, I got you, Maji. As president, they carry loan, they come. Ababe go sight am from afar. Approved. Those I guess say nah. Nobody go talk. It must be a discussion, in-house discussion. Because tell me, why and how a government that said they want to remove subsidy to be able to save money to do things for Nigerians. That is, they removed subsidy to save money. Instead of saving money now, they are borrowing. It is not normal. You can't tell me that you remove subsidy to save money. Now you have removed the subsidy to borrow more. Even Buhari no borrow like this, where subsidy day. Jonathan no borrow like this, when subsidy day. It can't be now where they don't come on subsidy, where we supposed to they save more. And now I'm borrow. You know the worst part? The worst part now be say you don't even feel borrow data. But federal government feel borrow data. They don't come out people from borrowing data and airtime. But government say, guy, keep it open for me. Haba, baby. Keep it open. Approve. Mamma mia.
I have always said the subsidy regime was unsustainable. We cannot continue supporting foreign refineries when we're an oil-producing country, keeping refineries open abroad while we're not doing our own. Today, we have a situation where we have our own domestic refinery. We're not importing petroleum products. We're even exporting to Europe, and this is very good for the economy. Artificial exchange rates, especially when you're printing money, cannot work. There was going to be a devaluation. Now, so for me, removing subsidy or liberalizing exchange rate, these were good interventions. Now, were they done at the right time? Those are certain questions. And were there other things that should be done that have not been done? These are other issues. And I think we must make that decision. So it's not enough to say, oh, they removed subsidy. You had to. When you get to a point where 100% of your revenue goes into debt service, you cannot continue. Where is the money going to come from? However, if you decide to remove subsidy and liberalize exchange rate in an environment of very loose monetary conditions, before you have tightened money supply, the naira drops to a bottomless pit. Okay, so that was a timing issue. Okay, secondly, we've removed the subsidy. We're not spending it. What we should now see is fiscal consolidation. You cannot remove wastages and continue borrowing. Higher thing, and I've said this before. So you need to see the benefits. So if you're not paying the subsidy and you've got the money, why are we still borrowing and borrowing?
In the communique, President Bola Tinubu explained that the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is a flagship project under the Renewed Hope agenda, designed to boost connectivity and drive economic integration across key regions of the country.
The purpose of this letter is to request the Senate, for the resolution of the National Assembly, approve the syndicated financing from Deutsche Bank in the sum of USD $516 million.
I have inspected the project and I have seen progress that has been made. I'm highly impressed with what I saw. I therefore urge the Senate, immediately the report comes back from the Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, we should expeditiously approve it.
So I join you and my colleagues to commend Mr. President that in these difficult times, when we don't really have money, that it is better to borrow for projects.
Meanwhile, following concerns over a possible resurgence of COVID-19, the Senate has launched an investigation into the situation. The committee assigned to the probe is expected to verify the claims and report back to the chamber on the next legislative date.
Well, the Senate has mandated its committees on Navy, maritime transport, as well as national security and intelligence to investigate the worsening insecurity in the Niger Delta maritime sector following the abduction of 15 passengers, including candidates of UTME in Cross River State. Oyeja Oro, AIT News, Abuja.
I also want to say, with subsidy, Buhari borrowed 87 trillion naira in 8 years. Please take notes. With subsidy, Muhammadu Buhari borrowed 87 trillion in 8 years. Without subsidy, Tinubu, so far, in 3 years, borrowed 157 trillion. That's correct. 157 trillion in 3 years. I want anybody to show me what we have done with that money. This is the first time in the history of the world where a $13 billion infrastructure project, which is the highest in the history of Africa, was awarded without bidding. Awarded to a Lebanese friend. The same Lebanese friend that Tinubu carried our second highest national honor, exclusively reserved for the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, GCON, put it in a briefcase and exported it to Paris to decorate a business partner, a Lebanese man. This is not the Nigeria that Awolowo dreamed of. This is not the Nigeria that Azikiwe spoke of. This is not the Nigeria that Sardauna Amadu Bello labored for. Really made the labor of our heroes.
Despite trillion of naira purportedly saved from removal of subsidy, a policy initially justified as a means to combat and curb borrowing, the present government has within 2 years borrowed more money than the administration of President Umaru Yar'Adua, President Goodluck Jonathan, and President Muhammadu Buhari combined. Today, Nigerian public debt is estimated close to 188 trillion. Nigerians were informed that the debt and the borrowings was to fund critical areas of development, which are education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. Still, no scant improvement in education, in healthcare, in poverty alleviation, which which we all know is the most critical measure of national development.